Good evening, welcome to the February 4th, 2019 Selectmen's meeting, time being 6 p.m. with the minutes reflect the members present. And is anyone recording the meeting? Free cam, anyone else? That being said, let's jump right into the agenda. Board of Selectmen approved 4th annual Tour de Creme charity bike ride event from Sunday, May 19th, 2019.
I'll make a motion to approve, just as long as the fire chief and the police chief have signed off on it.
They have.
You have?
Have we
Okay.
done this one in the past?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have any complaints from this
Nope.
one? I'll second the motion. Motion made and seconded. Due to a lack of member, I'll be doing the participating more as the chair today. I'll second the motion. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Discuss approved trailer for 10 Cottle Lane. I don't really know why this is in front of us. This normally,
The bylaw calls for
Yeah.
the board to approve,
did we do that in the last one?
there is a provision that would let the building inspector do it, and it was, or at least give his recommendation. I did talk to the building inspector, I talked to the Board of Health, and both have reviewed the site they visited. He's filed for a building permit, so he is
Right.
ready to go.
He's within his right, so.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve.
Second. Motion made and seconded. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Discuss act on renewal of PEG access into municipal agreement between the towns of Middleborough and Freetown. Now, we looked at this last time. Is there anything new on this?
We did get an email from Karen from Middleborough,
Mm-hmm.
MCAM, stating that they improved the resolution settings on the camera. However, one of the things that they can't do is that the broadcasts are all in SD. So when they go to Tim to put up on the YouTube, they're going to be in full resolution, whereas in the regular cable access PEG channel is in standard def.
As far as financials, everything's still this.
And they haven't improved the microphone setup also.
Yeah, that's been much better with the pickup mics.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second. Motion made and seconded. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Approve agreement with Air Cleaning Specialists of New England for purchase of an installation of a source capture emergency vehicle exhaust system for Freetown Fire Department in Station Number 3. Chief, if I remember correctly, we got a grant for some of this money and we get town meeting for some of this money. And this is actually just,
5% on town meeting, and the rest of it we did by the feds. That's basically the standard contract we included in the bid spec. They redid it, and now it's each of you guys to sign it, and good to go.
so basically you're spending the money that was already appropriated.
Correct.
This isn't a new expenditure. Any discussion?
Nope. I'll make a motion to approve.
Second. Motion made and seconded. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Discuss declare 1996 GMC one-ton dump truck surplus as recommended by the Highway Surveyor Charles McDonough, which he is not present this evening.
Basically, it's a 23-year-old vehicle that has 143,796 miles on it. What we can do as a board, in order to sell it at some point, we'll have to declare it as surplus equipment. As I discussed with you, the chair, prior to the meeting, we're probably going to have an auction in May, so we can just add that onto the list of items that will be up for auction at that point.
All right, I'll make a motion to declare the one-ton dump truck surplus.
I'll second the motion. Motion made and seconded. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Do we have a date in May that we're thinking?
We
about?
haven't set that
We're
yet.
gonna have open up the other
Yeah,
departments
so
like we did last time?
We'll do exactly the same thing.
Okay. Discuss approved change order number 1 for drainage improvements for Cliff Drive and Oak Lawn Road with gravity construction. Do we expect Chuck to come in?
I was expecting it, yes.
Do you wanna?
Yeah, we'll skip and go over in the next one. I'll make a
Basically,
Oh,
sorry.
sorry.
Go ahead.
No, there's a letter in the file stating that But the substance of the change order, there's a whole bunch of items that were subtracted out as well as items that were added in.
Right.
The net result was 3,420. It looks like the bulk of it was on the installation of a 6-inch perforated drain, because that's $14,300, and the other things that were taken out because they were overestimated or not needed. There were a couple small overruns.
Right. So, I think we should hold on. Give them a
We
chance
haven't.
to-
We actually have another one that has come in that came in too late to be placed on the agenda, so we can put them both together and do them at the next meeting. That's the
Well, if
board.
he comes in, we can talk about it. If he doesn't, then we'll put it on for the next meeting.
Approve 2018-19 snowplow application for Scott LaVenture.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second, motion made and seconded, discussion on the motion. Hearing none, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Approved minutes for January 22nd, 2019 Selectmen's meeting.
Make a motion to approve.
Let me just look real quick. Make sure I write that down. Yep. Motion, I'll second the motion. Motion made and seconded, discussion on the motion. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Discuss civic ready citizens notification system. Tim?
Last year, at this time, we had presented to the board a system called One Call, and I believe it was $3,300. It gave us so many units of calls. A week after we signed that not a week after, the week after we changed over the website, we were notified that the company that owns the website service now has a new product called Civic Ready. It's a little bit more expensive in the amount of, the first year is $5,092, subsequent years are $3,099 too. I'm in the process of trying to get them to either waive the installation fee or spread it over 3 years, so ultimately it will be less than is currently presented. The benefits are Civic Ready is an unlimited service. In the past, we have used the One Call. We haven't come up to the limit. I believe it gives us 60,000 messages that we can send out. But the beauty of this program is that residents can receive the calls, they can receive texts, they can receive emails, social media updates, RSS feeds, desktop alerts, and mobile alerts. They're both, our website and the Civic Ready are both from the same company. It's basically a plug-in to our website. They provide us with training. They have mobile apps. They have 2 mobile apps which can be used. One can be used for our town residents. The other can be used for employees. It's an unlimited service. We can geo-target. For example, if it's something that's happening in a specific neighborhood, we can focus it down to that individual neighborhood or one side of town or however the configuration needs to be. It is more expensive. However, I think for the value for the dollar, I think dollar for dollar, it's a much better program than the One Call program.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve. I already looked it over. It looks really good.
It does. Second, second the motion. Any further discussion on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
And town administrator's report.
Okay, today we held our first safety committee meeting, which is basically union groups, and we met with the Maya representative who basically went over the OSHA protocols that are going to be happening now that the February deadline has passed and OSHA is now law in Massachusetts. We discussed potential training programs and have begun to start to look at implementing some of those programs. We continue to make improvements to some of the things that need to be updated as far as OSHA is concerned. So that's a step forward. The Department of Labor Services, who administers the OSHA program, it's not OSHA that administers it in Massachusetts. They're looking basically to see that we're making an effort to make sure all our employees are trained in the skills and have the skills and abilities that will keep them from getting injured on the job. So we're working, this is going to be a permanent group, we're going to be working with them to, have training and create a safe work environment. I have a department head meeting on Wednesday. I went through a a review of our 2020 budget with our town accountant, Kim Fields, today. It's a preliminary budget. At this point, we still don't know the certain numbers, but we're getting a better sense on where we stand, and we'll probably have a final budget within, sometime in March. That'll give us a better understanding, particularly after February when the school meets and presents their budget. I went to a meeting in Middleborough last Thursday on Long Pond and the Nemasket River, basically outlining all of the, they wanted each of the towns to identify the resources that were available in their community, and basically to get the whole ball rolling in terms of mutual aid in the event that something does happen this spring. The fire chief was extremely helpful in representing the town in terms of his remembrances of the 2010 and basically outlining the resources that are available in our town. MEMA was also there, and they identified certain resources they could make available to Freetown and to Lakeville and to Middleborough. Tomorrow there's a meeting of the working group on the pond complex, which I'm going to attend. I'm keeping going. I talked to a couple of the town administrators, my fellow colleagues in the field, regarding a need for a legislative solution long-term in terms of potentially harvesting some of the milfoil and the other material in the pond complex as part of the long-term solution. I have been working on setting up the cable negotiations with Comcast. I have talked to Bill Ewing, who's the attorney at Copeland or KP Law, and I've got a couple dates for him to come out and see us. The cable advisory. What I want to do is at the first meeting, I'm going to have a survey for the board or the committee to review, because one of the things we have to do as part of the initial steps in the cable renewal cable contract renewal is to identify specifically needs that we might have in the community that can be addressed through the contract process. I've also spoken to Mike Gallo. I told him we're going to have a couple meetings and basically put together our presentation and have them in and have Comcast in for the first initial negotiation sometime in mid-March. I do have dates which I'm going to share with the chair to see if those dates would work with her schedule and with the other members. So we're moving forward on there.
So can I review something? You're getting the budget out in March?
The budget, well, the budget will be available to the board members after we have a better sense on the school numbers.
I don't care about the school numbers.
Oh, all right, okay.
Because they're never gonna give you those numbers right away. You're gonna
Alright.
wait for those forever.
Okay.
I would put in last year's numbers with a 5% increase right now.
All right, we've
Just-
done something
yeah.
similar to that. Yep.
But I'm not, the schools, they're gonna give us our numbers when, that's a long drawn out process.
Alright.
So
I just
would-
didn't want to throw out a number saying, with X amount of percent, and then have that be interpreted as what it actually is.
Right.
That's my big concern.
I think that the board members should get the budget as soon as possible.
All right.
Cause I'd like to start to review it. March is really, we've never got it so late before.
All right.
And that's not a problem. I'm just saying, like, if we could have it just to start going over things, so I have a better sense and we all
I
have a better
understand
sense
that.
of where we are, but you're not gonna get the school numbers early.
Because, well, like some of the other things too, we penciled in numbers that we're waiting on for final clarification. For example, the Bristol Aggie and those kind of numbers, they're still going to also come in. Like I said, we're just trying to refine it. We just didn't want to release it and then have everybody say, "Oh my God, this is what this number is." When
No, but we
really
can have the
isn't.
department heads submit their
All of
proposed
that's
budgets
done.
and get them in front
Yeah,
of us
I'm
for
not-
any increases
Yeah.
and all that
Right,
stuff.
we can start going over that and then,
This last thing that
we-
comes in will be the school.
yeah, exactly.
All right. Okay.
That's
I'm
how
all
it
right with
usually
that.
works.
We can have that to you within a few days.
Oh, good. All right, that's great.
And the what was the other thing I was going to say about I forgot.
Old Colony, Bristol Aggie, those numbers.
Bristol
are-
Aggie still, didn't have a quorum the other night. I had to go to that meeting because Charlie wasn't here. They didn't have a quorum, so it's held off, but they're still pushing ahead with their $105 million project.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, we weren't sure about that in terms of was there going to be a ban this year on that.
Right.
They're trying to get a ban for it, yes.
Okay, awesome.
That's it.
Chuck, I saw you come in. You wanna come up?
Michael told me you took care of the surplus vehicle.
Surplus is done, all we have questions on, or we wanna ask questions about, or you wanna give us information as the,
Oaklawn,
Oaklawn overrun.
basically as we were doing that project, because that's a pretty swampy area, we ran into just a ton of groundwater. And we decided that a sub-drain just on the edge of the road, basically going down the entire length of Oaklawn, that'll actually capture the groundwater before it hits the street, because that's been the real problem on that road. Water going out onto the road, this time of year freezing and creating quite an ice dam, so. The actual project to put in the subdrain was more like in the $16,000 figure, but because there's so many parts of that project that we didn't use any police details, we didn't use, certain different things that we were able to save on, so that cut it down to that 3,000 and whatever the figure is.
So you didn't originally anticipate putting the perforated drain in?
No.
This is something, once you started digging, you figured it out, or?
Oh, yeah, I mean, we know that area should have never been, they should have never built one house in that neighborhood, never mind all the houses they built. And as soon as they started excavating for the first catch basin, it was just a nonstop. The groundwater level up there was super high.
We've got a lot of rain too.
Correct.
So it doesn't help.
But that water runs on that road in August, in the middle of a drought. It's just that wet. That entire neighborhood, Highland Ridge Road, Woodlawn Road, Oaklawn is just, that's why the roads are falling
And
apart.
you have this as change order number 1. Do you expect another change order on this
Not
project?
on Oaklawn, no. Possibly later on Cliff Drive, but the
Nothing
drainage.
like this, though.
No, the drainage projects are done. We're waiting for the spring to do the pavement, because Oaklawn's a total reclamation. The asphalt's gonna be totally ground and then repaved. Obviously, we're gonna wait until probably, May, June to get that done.
Do you have any questions?
No, that was my only question.
I'll just get a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second the motion to approve the change order for $3,420. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Thanks.
Personnel board. Are you the personnel board
No, you
today, or
are.
am I the personnel board?
Yeah, you just keep on a roll.
Hey, thanks. There's a big gap between them.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a change of status form for Mark Lawrence, put in by the fire chief for call firefighter, paramedic at $17 an hour to probationary, step 1, full-time firefighter, paramedic at the rate of $23.75. This would be a promotion.
I'll make a motion to approve.
A motion to approve, I'll second. Motion made and seconded. Discussion on the motion. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Hold on. Is that the last one?
Yes, the first candidate, Joe State, is coming back, so
Okay,
the last one.
all right, thanks.
So we offered it to him, they backed out.
Mhm.
I have a letter of resignation from Kara E. Pigeon. Dear board members, please be advised that Ms. Pigeon informed me, this is from the chief of police, I'm sorry, of her decision to resign her position as reserve police officer. Attached is for your signature. Please find the change of status form reflecting Ms. Pigeon's resignation. Ms. Pigeon served the town, including hundreds of hours of service from January 17th, 2012, auxiliary police officer, October 1st, 2012, lockup attendant, April 18th, 2013, reserve police officer. I can report to you that it was my pleasure to have Ms. Pigeon serve under my command. Should you have any questions, please feel free to contact us. This is Charlton E. Abbott. And we have a change of status form for resignation for Ms. Pigeon as reserve police officer.
I'll make a motion to accept the resignation letter from Kara and also to sign her change of status form.
I'll second the motion. I'd like to amend the motion to send her, thank you for serving the
Yeah.
town. And any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I have a letter from the Chief of Police dated January 22nd, 2019. Nathan P. Miller will be attending the Recruit Academy at Plymouth beginning April 1st, 2019 pursuant to Mass Law. while he is assigned to the academy, his status will be that of a student officer. Attached are the signatures. Please find change of status form reflecting Mr. Mello's student officer status while attending the academy and performing all academy required activities. Sincerely, Colin Abbott. And change of status form student officer, $22.64 an hour, with incentives to $27.17, and this would be a promotion.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion made, I'll second. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
I have also letter from the chief attached. You see a signature. Please find the recruitment training fee agreement, Nathan P. Mello, which is below. That's his academy admittance.
Yep.
Motion to endorse.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second. Motion made and seconded to endorse. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I have a letter from Vincent D. Oliveira, van driver. Dear Selectmen, I have been recovering from a surgery, and my leave of absence will be up March 17th, 2019. I would then like to request an additional time off to come back to work the week of May 12th, 2019. If the request cannot be allowed, I would like to then resign my position. Sincerely, Vincent Oliveira, COA van driver.
Do we know how the COA feels about that, or Barbara? I mean, is she,
Nobody's made any mention of it, so I don't know.
okay. Well, I'll make a motion to extend the May 12th, 2019, leave of absence for Vincent, if it's okay with, the Council on
Okay.
Aging and Barbara.
All right.
I'll second that. Should we have a letter saying he's physically able to come back to active duty on
Yeah.
May 12th? So can we get that too from?
And then I'd also like to know what they're doing in the meantime while he's been out. Are they all set? Are they short-handed? What's going on?
I believe they're shorthanded.
Okay.
So you have motion made and seconded. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
New business. New business dates of upcoming Board of Selectmen's meeting: Tuesday, February 19th, Monday, March 4th, Monday, March 18th. I don't see the one in April.
Because you're not on that one.
That's why I was looking for it. Any other business duly in front of the board? No. Okay.
It's terrible.
Executive session, Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21A3, to discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining with the Freetown Police Union, because an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the bargaining position of the public body, and this chair does so declare. Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21A3, to discuss strategy with respect to litigation if an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the litigation position of the public body, and the chair does so declare. Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21A3, to discuss strategy with respect to litigation if an open meeting law may have a detrimental effect on the litigation position of the public body, and the chair so declares, which it does. Excel Recycling LLC versus Town of Freetown, and we will not be returning to open session.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second the motion made and second. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Ms. Pacheco?
Yes.
Mr. Joes, yes. We are in executive session.